ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. And we have studied the first 5 shlokas in great detail, to the best of our ability. But, as I had told you before, if you are a serious student of the Bhagavad Gita, you must first understand how to study to get the best benefit out of it. The Gita is firstly informative. Then that information matures into an education. So it is informative, then it becomes educative. And then you will find hidden into it there are certain very subtle instructions guiding your spiritual life and discipline. So it is informative, it is educative, it is instructive. And finally, you will find that it is also descriptive. What does it describe? It describes in no uncertain terms, without any ambiguity, as clearly as daylight, what will happen to you when you achieve your goal. That is the descriptive part of it. That is, it is informative, educative, instructive, and descriptive. Keep these 4 ideas in mind when you study the Bhagavad Gita. Now, the second shloka, after Arjuna starts the 5th shloka, asking a very pertinent question to Sri Krishna, that in one breath, sir, you praise sky-high karma sannyasa, and again in next breath, you equally praise sky-high karma yoga. Now, I am a bit confused. Please tell me, between karma sannyasa and karma yoga, which is better for me? For us students, Arjuna has rightly put the question on our behalf to Sri Krishna. And the 5th chapter starts with the 2nd shloka, the answer to this pertinent question, justifiable question, commonsensical question of Arjuna, because Arjuna is our representative, our mouthpiece. Now listen to what Sri Krishna says. Let it be informative first. Sri Krishna says, Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasha karavubhau ubhau nishreyasha karo. Arthat, what does it mean? Karma sannyasa and karma yoga, independent of each other, Ubhau, both of them are nishreyasha karo, they lead to emancipation, salvation, liberation, freedom, moksha or mukti. Arjuna asks, what is the better of the two? Let me know. And he says, both of them lead to the same goal, moksha and mukti, atyantika dukkha nivritti, paramasukha prapti. That is the universal definition of moksha, mukti, liberation, salvation, emancipation, freedom, call it by any word. The sum and substance is, I will be raised to such a level of awareness where the very concept of pain, sadness, agony has disappeared from my concept. If you come and tell me I am very sad, I will cup my ears and ask you, what language are you speaking? I don't understand your word. Whereas this I was sad, experienced sadness before realization. After realization, atyantika dukkhasya nivritti. Total abnegation, cessation, disappearance of the concept of sadness. So do I transform myself into a piece of stone or a pot of clay or a piece of wood? No, you are saturated with parama sukha prapti. You will be saturated with the achievement of sublime, ecstatic, divine bliss. That will be your level of awareness. Sri Krishna says, karma sannyasa and karma yoga, though they are two different paths from the meaning of the word, but both of them lead to the same goal. So my question is not answered. Which is better for me? Tayostu karma, which is the better for me? Jatsreyastannisham bruhitudme. Please kindly tell me, of the two, which is better for me? The first line of the shloka says both of them are good. Both of them are excellent. But he doesn't say, yet, what is better for me? Now listen to the second line of the second shloka. Tayostu, between the two, karma sannyasat, compared to karma sannyasa, sannyasat means compared to the procedure, process of karma sannyasa, karma yoga vishishyate. Underline the word vishishyate. What does it mean? It excels over karma sannyasa. It is an edge better than. That means it is more rewarding, readily attainable, achievable, doable, performable. Vishishyate. Now, why so? Sri Krishna has said so. It's an information. Now the educative process starts. Why so, sir? What is the difference? Karma sannyasa and karma yoga. We have already discussed for quite some time. Karma sannyasa is I, based on the concept that I am the Satchidananda Swarup Atma, I am Nirakara, Nirguna, Nirvikalpa Brahma. Based on that idea, I don't get attached, involved with anything in this world. Even I do not perform my duty. My only duty is to concentrate on this idea, to meditate on this idea. I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Satchidananda Rupa Atma. Sannyasa has two meanings. One is the outer expression of swearing certain vows, taking certain vows in the presence of senior Swamis, making the light your fire, your witness. You renounce the whole world, even yourself, and you burn yourself into ashes, your ego. And you are, from that time onwards, you are supposed to only think of your true original nature, Satchidananda Swarupoham. I am that. This is karma sannyasa. What is karma yoga? I dive deep within myself and I find to get rid of my ego. I am this body-mind complex. To get rid of it is almost impossible. I am honest, I am sincere, I am absolutely truthful to myself. I would not like to cheat on myself. I know I am totally saturated with the concept of I am this body. The body is mine, the mind is mine, my buddhi is mine, chitta is mine, prana is mine. The panchabhuta, I involve with it. This body is made of panchabhuta and I am identified with it. It is so strong and so deep, I can't lift myself out of it. Now, to reach that stage, just like in our tertiary education, you start your life from a primary school and slowly you evolve and you go up to research scholar state. Schooling, graduating, post-graduating, research scholar, and then an inventor. It is a phase. It doesn't happen when you are 5 years old. Similarly, in spiritual life, this is also a growth, a process of evolution. You start with that intense desire to find your own true original nature. Ko aham asmi, who am I? I keep on saying I am, I am, I am. I would like to know in reality, who am I? That is how it starts. Then I read the scriptures, the shastras, and they say, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the prana, you are not the intellect, you are Satchidananda Swarup Atma. That is what you are. Sat Swarup, Chit Swarup, Ananda Swarup Atma. You are eternal existence, your eternal awareness and consciousness, and you are absolute divine ecstatic bliss. That is what you are. The scriptures say so, my guru says so, my teachers of the scriptures say so, but I do not understand. I don't understand, I don't feel that way. I intellectually understand what they say. I'm being educated, but that education is not transforming my personality. That education is a fund of information in my brain, like a well-informed information counter clerk. So how do I go about it? Karma yoga. Vishishyate. It excels over karma sannyasa. It is better than karma sannyasa. It is to be put into practice. And you know what karma yoga is. I'll not waste your time now. You convert your flow of life into an endless worshipful attitude of the divine. The concept of work transforms into concept of the divine by bringing in the awareness of presence of the divine in my life and emotionally interacting with him. That is how concept of work, karma bhoga, is converted into karma yoga. And what is it? It is very easy to say, but let us educate ourselves intellectually after this information. What is that? That is, I have to always be aware of the presence of the divine in my life, and I must always develop an unbreakable emotional interaction with my beloved God. Intellectually, I am aware God is everywhere. The diversity ends with Nama, Rupa, Guna, Artha, Kriya, Karitva. Every object in the world has a name, has a shape and a form, has certain utilitarian value, and Nama, Rupa, and some qualities. That is what it has. It is solid, it is liquid, it is gaseous, it is semi-solid, this. These are the qualities. The whole world stands on these four concepts, but isness is everywhere. When I subjectively look at myself, I am. When I look at this world, it is. It is. Amness and isness is subjective and objective manifestation of awareness existence. So what I am doing intellectually, I am convinced God is everywhere. I am educating myself now. And I am developing a deep emotional relationship with my God. As his servant, as his child, as his friend, as his lover, or He is my essence. What I know as I am, in reality, it is He is. Any of these 5 different relationships, develop that. And physically, you do so. That is, I am now studying the Bhagavad Gita. My duty is to give of my very best, correctly, thoroughly, dedicatedly, devotedly, perfectly, excellently. I do that and I say, Dear God, my beloved, this is my offering to you. See how you are sweetening up your life. Instead of absolutely heartless, meaningless, boring duties of life, you are converting it as karma yoga. Now what is happening? You are not sitting in a cave away from everything and just thinking, I am the Atman, I am the Brahman. Whereas you are interacting with Saguna, Sakara, Savikalpa, Brahma. That is Parameshwara, Ishvara, your Ishtadeva. You are interacting with him. And thereby, what are you doing? In English, there is a proverb, what you think, so you become. And in Sanskrit, that proverb is said, Jadrishi bhavana jasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. Whatever is your method of sadhana, that ultimately becomes your siddha avastha. The quotient of effort disappears, it becomes your personality, part and parcel of your personality. So a time comes, you merge with Parameshwara, your Ishtadeva, by saturating yourself. And thereafter, that Parameshwara of yours will show his true identity to you, and from Savikalpa Samadhi, you migrate to Nirvikalpa Samadhi by the blessings of Parameshwara, your Ishtadeva. So now you see, Karma Yoga Vishishyate, if you dive deep into these 2 words, it is informative, it is educative, it is instructive, and it is descriptive. What will happen to you? We have studied it very many times, and I will never miss an opportunity to try to help each other to clarify our thinking and be absolutely clear about what is our sadhana, what is our spiritual discipline in our life. So this is where Karma Yoga Vishishyate has to be understood. But we humans, we have a weakness. What is that weakness? Just because I do it, therefore it is the best. I am right, you are wrong. I am good, you are bad. My methodology is the best, yours is wrong. This is human weakness coming out from human ignorance of human ego. So Acharya Shankara Acharya Shankara explains Sri Krishna's ideas. What is Sri Krishna saying in the 3rd shloka? Gyasa Nitya Sannyasi. Now that karma yogi, for all practical purposes, is a sannyasi. Why? Jo na dveshti na kankshati. He does not expect any good. He does not try to avoid anything bad. Na dveshti, he is not averse to. Na kankshati, he does not invite anything. Seek not, refuse not. Come what may. Sanitya sannyasi, why? Because he is no more a karma bhogi. I am a karma bhogi. But as soon as I start practicing karma yoga, I am no more a karma yogi. I am absolutely poised in the awareness of presence of my divine, and I put it into practice with my body, mind and soul by performing my ethical duties of life, converting that into a concept of worship. He says, so performance-wise, the paths are different, but goal-wise, they are the same. And that is why in the next two slokas he says, Bala, that means ignorant people, they say Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga are separate. From the point of view of methodology, they are separate. But point of view of achievement of the goal, they reach the same goal. And what is that goal? Don't say moksha or mukti, say atyantik dukkha nivritti paramasukha prapti. That is it. So here Sri Krishna mentions clearly that the paths are different, but the goal is the same. Swamiji in the modern age, for modern people, in a modern manner, he says, Jnana Marga, Bhakti Marga, Yoga Marga, Karma Marga. All of those paths, Marga is path of way, the avenue, a road leading to the goal. Swamiji says, all these four different paths, each of them is direct and independent means of achieving moksha or mukti. Atyantik dukkha nivritti paramasukha prapti. This is what this is what Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, and Acharya Shankara and all the commentators have developed it. A very commonsensical point of view, an example. And examples are very, very good educators. Why? Because an example is such a thing where the listener and the speaker have the same opinion. They don't conflict. Jatra buddhi samyam, jatra darshaka parikshakanam, darshanam nabhyahanyate sadrishtanta. That is, where the student and the teacher have a common ground of agreement, that is the best example. Here is the tip of my finger. People are sitting around me, 360 degrees. Each of them is seeing the tip of the finger, but because of the angle of vision, each man's view is different from the other. Why? because of angle of vision. Geometrically saying, a circumference can be divided into 1,296 points known as seconds, degrees, minutes, seconds. From each 1,296,000 points, if you draw a perpendicular, you will reach the center. But each radius is different from the other. So the paths are different, but the goal is the same. The shloka number 4 and shloka number 5 are essential teaching. Jat sankhai prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate. Sthanam is that place where you are fully seated, you cannot be removed from that. You cannot be removed. You are poised. What is it? I am Atma Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the seat. Once you sit there, nobody can remove you from there. That is the sthanam. That is the goal. Sankhya reaches you there, yoga reaches you there, bhakti reaches you there, karma reaches you there. And it is also mentioned in the Upanishads, the shloka is, Jatha nadya sandamana samudre astam gachanti namarupe vihaya tatha vidyan Namarupad vimukta parat param purusham upaiti dipyam. The translation is, just like numerous rivers in the whole landmass of the earth meander through various lands, but ultimately either they meet each other, but ultimately they reach the ocean. When they reach their ocean, they are irreversibly lost. You can't bring that river water separately from the ocean water. It has become one. Similarly, a human being, when he reaches that goal, he is no more identified with his name, with his form, with his qualities, with his utilitarian value. He identifies himself with the Absolute. So, dears, these are the 5 shlokas, the beginning shlokas of the 5th chapter, and we have tried our very best to understand why Karma Yoga is so important in present day, because Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda and Holy Mother, the Divine Trinity, has advised us, looking into the way of thinking, the sense of values of the modern world, Karma Yoga is the right royal avenue to reach that goal in the present day. So, therefore, I have spent so much of time on it. Now, let us move on to the 6th shloka. So, please, never think, my way is the only way. My way is the best way. Never think so. Each and every methodology directed towards achievement of the goal is a direct and an independent means to realization. Now let us reach the 6th chapter. He said, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. He will not leave you at that. from various points of view, he will convince you that performance of your duties of life, whether you are a student, whether you are a grihastha, whether you are a retired person or an old man, whatever you may be, either a lady or a gentleman, Karma Yoga will lead you to that path, and it is the easiest and the surest methodology. Why surest? Every moment of your life, you are sitting on judgment on yourself, whether you are aware of presence of God or not. You are your own judge. There is no question of self-deception. Now let us see from another point of view how Sri Krishna is justifying his statement, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. What is it? Let us read the shloka first. Shanashastu Mahabaho Dukkham Aptum Ajogataha Yogajukta Muni Brahma Achirena Adhigacchati. 2 lines. Let me break it up for you. Hey Mahabaho, that powerful, mighty Arjuna, where has your might disappeared in this fight of ignorance? What to do, what not to do, whether to fight or to run away. Whether to fight or to run away under the garb of monasticism. He says, Arjuna, don't forget that in you infinite strength resides. Make use of that innate strength in you. Hey Mahabaho Arjuna, meaning all of us. So, he says, look, Arjuna, through Arjuna to all of us, Ajogata Purushasya Sannyasa Dukkham Aptu. Ajogasya Purushasya. That is it. Ajogata Purusha. A person who is not well established in the performance, no more idea. A person who is not well established in the performance of Karma Yoga, that person, if he wants to behave like a sannyasi, he is in for trouble, misery, sadness again. He will go nowhere. He will be cheating on himself all the time. Because he knows himself, I am not a karma yogi. Why? Because I forget to remember the divine every moment of my life. Such a person who is not established in the awareness of presence of the divine intellectually and physically, his life flows rotating around worshipping the divine through his work, which he has converted into worship. Such a person, if he is not established in Karma Yoga, then ajogataha, without this fully practiced, if one thinks I am a karma sannyasi, he is inviting trouble, misery, difficulty, agony, sadness, failure. Dukkham aptum. He is inviting dukkha, sadness, misery, agony coming from failure. Because he is not practicing karma yoga in his day-to-day life, every moment of his life, he is not aware of the divine. This is what is happening to him. But yoga yukta munir brahma achirena adhigacchati. Muni. Muni, what is Muni? Manana Shila Purusha is Muni. Don't think a man with long beard and long hair and Gerua clothes in the hill is a Muni. You can be Muni, you are a Muni, you are a Muni, me, I am a Muni. Manana Shila, a man who is honestly introspective, antaramukhi, not bahiramukhi. Antaramukhi. That is, he is always watchful on himself that my mind does not move out from that orbit of awareness of the divine. And what is the orbit? Yoga Yukta, Karma Yoga. All the time aware of the divine. And he is introspective, antaramukhi, so that the question of self-deception, the question of forgetfulness does not arise. He is always alert, always aware. He is a yoga yukta muni. Now see how Sri Krishna is compacting information, education, instruction. And what is the descriptive part of it? Achirena Brahma adhigacchati. Not chirena. Chira means late, delayed. Achirena, without any delay. Adhigacchati, adhipurva gamadhatu, evolves into, slowly but steadily, step by step, the race between a hound and a hare. Slowly but steadily wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Achirena adhigacchati. It's a matter of evolution of egocentric human personality. This human personality, egocentric, becomes divine-centric, divine. Adhigacchati, evolves into. Nachirena, without any delay. Who is Muni and who is Yoga Yukta? That is a man who is antarmukhi, a person, whether it's a man or a lady, immaterial, whosoever desires to do that, honestly, sincerely, where he has gambled on his whole life, either mantra sadhan or sharir patan. Either I reach there or let the body go to hell, go to smithereens. So now this is another shloka where why karma yoga is vishishyate, why it excels over the other. Let me read it again. Sannyasastu Mahabaho, let me paraphrase it for you. He Mahabaho, Ajogata Sannyasa Dukkham Aptum. Ajogataha, a person who is not adept, used in performance of karma yoga is ajogataha. Such a person, such a person, if he thinks he'll be able to reach there, Nirgun, Nirakar, Nirvikalpa, Brahma, Karma, Sannyasa, he is deceiving himself. Mahabaho, Ajogataha, Sannyasa, Dukkham Aptu. One sentence. So what happens to Jogata? Yogajakta Muni Achirena Brahma Adhigachati. Manana Shila Antaramukhi introspective sadhaka who is constantly practicing karma yoga, yoga yukta. Yukta, not that he is thinking, he is performing. That is his body, mind, soul, all three together, integratedly is performing. That Muni Manana Shila Sadhaka or Sadhika who is Yoga Yukta, he or she without much delay will be able to evolve by being one with Brahma. He starts from Kohamasmi, who am I? I am told Tattvamasi, that is, thou art that. You are that, the indescribable. You are that. Oh, is that so? Ayamatma Brahma. Kohamasmi, the answer is, you are the Atman. And that Atman and Brahman are inseparables. One is subjective, another is cosmic objective. And you practice that from karma yoga, you do it, you are mananashila, dedicated, devoted, determined, disciplined. 4 Ds. And you practice. Achirena, without much delay. It depends on the intensity of your urge. Maharishi Patanjali was indirectly asked by his students, Sir, you are telling it is achievable, it is achievable, it is achievable. How and when is it achievable? Tasyapaha tadartha bhavanam. You will achieve. You think of it and you repeat it. Physically and emotionally, intellectually. Integration of the human personality. That's it. And says you will reach there. Reach your goal. When? How long will it take? Very pertinent question. You are asking to do something, spending my life's energy and my time. How long will it take? Then only I'll decide whether I'll do it or not. And Maharishi Patanjali answers him equally bluntly. Tibra sambeganam asanna. Tibra is intensity. Sambega is urge. Asanna is imminent. Time taken to achieve depends on the intensity of your urge. How intensely you want it. It depends on the intensity of your urge. But don't try to intensify beyond your capacity. Because this is a vehicle which is absolutely unused to all these things. If you force it, it will break down. Therefore it is said, Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Preserve this body properly, not luxuriously, with austerity, so that this body, mind, personality complex is sharpened and honed and tuned to those subtle ideas, and you are at home with those ideas, you live in them, live with them, absorb them, and be and become one with them. Muni, Yoga Jukta Muni, not only yoga, Yoga Jukta Muni, that is performance, converting your flow of life into an interaction with the divine all the time. Achirena, without much delay. Adhigachati. He has used the word adhipurva gamadhatu. What does it mean? It means the slowly and slowly, the English idiom of being and becoming. Slowly and slowly, you saturate yourself. And when you are totally saturated, you are one with that. That is why Karma Yoga Vishishate, another argument by Sri Krishna to justify his second shloka. Sannyashastu mahabhaho dukkham aptum ajogataha yogajakta munihi achirena brahma adhigacchati. That person who is yoga yukta and mananashila, he is not only doing it, he is alert that he does not make any mistake by interruption. Not that for 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, or 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Nothing doing, constant. That is the suggestion of the word Muni. So dears, we have studied shloka number 6 today. Sannyashastu mahabhaho dukkham aptum ajogataha yoga jukta muni achirena brahma adhigacchati. This is why karma yoga vishishate. It excels over so-called karma sannyasa. We move on to the 7th shloka, which we will take up during our next discourse. Thank you, dears. May the Divine Trinity shower their compassionate blessings on us so that we are successful in our pursuit. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.